something like 30 different coin dealers there, and they give away coins. And there's a lot of interest in those sorts of things these days, and I know there's a lot of coin collectors out there, so that's of interest to you. I want to send out a kudos to my fellow Masonic brothers from Summit Lodge 219. Just recently they had the wherewithal and the futuristic approach to set up a very special scholarship program for Westfield and Ripley students into the future forever, where they've worked with the Northern Community Foundation, Diane Hanneman crew, and they've set up the Beacon Scholarship so that every single year from now on, forever, the interest will be given out to students, one from each of the 2 school districts, a graduating senior that espouses community service and is involved with the leadership in various projects and is a future leader. So congratulations to the Masons from the Masonic Lodge 219 Summit here in Westfield. Also, for your information, this is not too late to catch a chicken barbecue. There's at least one more this season. I know these have been really popular this year. Tomorrow, the Fireman's Field in Ripley, down on Route 76, down by the community building in that area. They're having a chicken barbecue from noon till the last chicken sold. Bob McIntosh is the head cook, and I'm told that it's $8 a person. My experience has been, when I've helped on other ones, that get there like at 12:01 or you won't get any chicken, because they sell these chickens really fast, and when they're gone, they're gone. Let's see, what else we got? Okay, we also have some announcements from the Hospital Foundation here. I'm in Maysville at Westfield Memorial Hospital, and I am told by Patty DePalma, the Director of Development over there, that the Amish have been very generous this year, and that they have provided a number of prizes for its fall-winter fundraising raffle drawing. And for only $2 a ticket, 3 for $5, you can take a chance on Amish quilts, baby quilts, a wall hanging, a rocking chair, a queen quilt, which I believe is a very large quilt, 2 handmade benches and baskets. If you want any of these tickets, you can go down to the hospital reception area, and they're selling those tickets, so that is supporting the Westfield Memorial Hospital Foundation. A lot of people don't realize this, but every one of your dollars goes right back to the hospital. I'm on the foundation board, I'm the vice president, and we are moving like tens of thousands of dollars each year from our accounts to buy equipment for the doctors, the nurses, the various therapists there at the hospital. And I believe Nancy Hanks reported, or Ann Weidman, that they've raised something to the tune of $2 million over the last many years, and the foundation's doing really good work. So annual campaign is kicking in here high gear pretty quick. You'll be getting a mailer in pretty soon on that, and we encourage you to help out any way you can, because we depend on your dollars to help buy the necessary equipment for life-saving apparatus and so forth. Okay, I'm waiting on Reed. Does anybody know if Reed is online yet? Okay, the hands go up in the air, so we'll just kind of continue on. Let me just check my notes here, make sure I've got everything here. Okay, one of the things that I think we're going to begin to talk about today is, I'm going to set the theme, and if Reed calls, we'll break in, and then we'll pick up from there. Sometimes we have some technical difficulty. The theme that I want to work on is just this: a healthy community. A healthy community is made up of a variety of different programs and services, agencies, institutions. For instance, if you're moving into an area for the first time, one of the first questions you sometimes ask, well, what are the taxes like? Are there stores? Is there shopping? How are the schools? Will my kids get a good education? What kind of hospital services will I have in case of an emergency? Is it safe? What's the crime rate? And so forth. So as I mentioned earlier when I first came on, this week and next week we're going to talk about community wellness, health, safety issues. And today we're going to broach a subject that someone says, I'm a rabble-rouser, a little bit. Probably activist is probably the better word. But today I want you to really tune in, because this issue that we're going to talk about very shortly is the fact that the emergency department at Westfield Memorial Hospital is in jeopardy of being closed by the state. Now, if you were moving into the area right now for the first time, is that something you'd want to know, that you couldn't get emergency care? And would this be an attraction to you? Is this something that's even good for our community, and so forth? So we're going to start beginning to discuss this here very shortly. And I guess what we'll do, guys, right now is let's just go right into it. When Reed calls, we'll break in for him. So my first guest today, we're just going to get started, is Karen Sukala. She's the Vice President of Operations. Karen's been on the show before when we were talking about the foundation last year. And I'm going to ask Karen to start out with, based on the fact that I made that statement, that the emergency department is in jeopardy of being closed by the state. Could you give us a history and just flesh that out for us, just so everybody knows the facts? Because there's been so many rumors that the hospital is going to close. The hospital's not going to close, okay? You heard that last here, because that's been bouncing around. But tell us about the emergency unit, the emergency department, the emergency room, whatever you want to call it. What's going on, and why is the state trying to close it down?
Okay, well, John, thank you for the opportunity
Absolutely.
to be here today.
This is huge.
And to talk a little bit about what's going on at Westfield Hospital. Over the past several years, many of you have heard about the Berger Commission and the fact that the Commission is trying to make changes to health care, not only here in Chautauqua County, but across the state of New York. Several years ago, they recommended that we eliminate our maternity service, downsize our beds, and close the emergency department and open what would be a 12-hour urgent care center. About last year in June, actually, we complied with most of their recommendations. We did close our maternity service. We downsized our bed capacity from 32 to 4. And the problem that we're having now is we are uncomfortable complying with all the recommendations. Closing the emergency room would present a significant life safety issue and risk to the community members here, not only in Westfield, Brockton, Ripley, Portland, and Mayville, but some of the other areas that we service as well. And we believe if the emergency room is to close, there will be significant loss of life. The EMS system here in this area, which is a volunteer system, will collapse, and there'll be no way for community members to access emergency room services.
Okay, time out. So I already said that the emergency room is in danger of being closed. You just said that that's a possibility. How in the world can this happen? I mean, let's talk about, we live here in Western New York. We live in Westfield area, in western part of Chautauqua County. How is this possible? Somebody has the audacity to come in and just say, we're going to close you down. How's that possible?
Yeah. A group of individuals from across the state met behind closed doors, produced a report, and said to the state of New York and the Department of Health and all of the hospitals involved, you must comply with this report. So
did they come here?
The commission did not physically come to this county and take a look at the travel conditions, the rural nature of the community, the agricultural issues that are present in this community that affect people's access to health care and their need for health care, quite honestly.
So why was this commission even formed?
It was a commission that was formed by Governor Pataki to right-size health care in the state of New York. We believe that, in part, it was a cost-cutting measure by the state to try to save some money and reduce the number of hospitals, nursing home facilities, and beds that are available to residents across the state.
How would that help the state save money if Westfield is shut? I don't understand that.
And that's something that we've questioned as well, because the state really doesn't provide funding to keep Westfield open. So they have said that at this point, what they've said is it's a law. We have to comply with the law, and the emergency room needs to be restructured to only be open 12 hours a day. One important point that I think people need to know as well is if the emergency room is closed and we have an urgent care center, we will no longer be able to have ambulances come to the hospital. If you have a heart attack or in a car accident out front of the hospital, we need to transport you to another hospital in the county or in Erie County. But an ambulance, you cannot be brought to the hospital in an